So let's talk about your Medicare Supplement Plan N. I actually got to pick up my daughter, so I wanted to take you along with me and kind of talk to you about it. First things first, we need to deal with Medicare Part A and Part B because you kind of have to have those before you can even think about a supplement. Now, Part A is actually going to cover all of your in-hospital stuff. So anytime you're admitted into the hospital, that's what Part A is going to deal with. And your Medicare Supplement Plan N is going to cover that Part A deductible. Now, Part B is going to cover all of your outpatient stuff. So anything that you have that is not really covered by Medicare Part A being in the hospital, outpatient is, lab work, x-rays, all that fun stuff. So the important thing to keep in mind about your Part B, your Medicare Part B with your Supplement Plan N, is that N does not cover the Part B deductible, which it's not that much money, so don't freak out just yet because the money you're going to save is probably going to be more than what that deductible actually is going to cost you. Can I get a large coffee black, please?
Anything else?
That's it.
$1, please.
Thank you. Let's talk about Medicare Part B excess charge. Now, this is where, hold on. Medicare Part B excess charge is when you actually go to a doctor and they try to charge you more than what Medicare is actually willing to give them. This fancy word is called Medicare assignment. So this is not covered under your Medicare Part or Plan N. So what you're going to want to do to make sure that if this is going to matter to you or not is ask the doctor that you are seeing if they accept Medicare assignment. If they accept Medicare assignment, then you really don't have to worry about it because guess what? They're not going to try to charge you anything extra. Now, of course, if you do try to go to a different doctor at some point, then maybe they don't accept Medicare assignment. If you end up being diagnosed with something that is then needed to be treated by another doctor who doesn't, so it could potentially come back to get you. But just kind of know that that's what Medicare excess charge is when your doctor tries to charge you more than what Medicare is originally going to give them. If that isn't the case, then you maybe don't have to worry about it, maybe you do. That extra charge, I guess, for the record, is about 15%, is about as much as they can charge you over what Medicare was going to give you. So that's good to know. So let's talk about skilled nursing care real quick. You have to be in the hospital for at least 3 days before you get into a skilled nursing care. And you have to get into a Medicare approved facility within 30 days after being discharged from the hospital. Your first 20 days, days 1 through 20, that's going to be taken care of, no problem, don't worry about that. Days 21 through 100, that's going to have a small deductible. If you have to stay more than 100 days, then that's when you're going to start opening the checkbook and paying for every day after that.
Manager override and the appliance test. Manager override appliance test.
So what about emergency travel? You're living your retirement, right? Well, this is probably something you're gonna be a little concerned with. And the thing to keep in mind about, traveling abroad outside of the country is that you will have coverage for emergency services. So that means if you do fall down a couple stairs and you maybe break an ankle, you injure yourself in the emergency room, that's gonna be okay. But if you just run around the corner to the nearest doctor's office for a sinus infection, not so much. And that's kind of what you want, because that ankle thing is going to be more money. It's going to cost a lot more than, the sinus infection. So that's good, right? I think so. So what about hospice care? Obviously, that's something that you really don't want to think about right now, but you got to think about it a little bit, because if you don't, then, well, yeah, that's not going to be an even more fun time if you have to worry about who's going to pay for it on top of everything else. But good news is your Medicare Supplement Plan N is going to take care of that during that time. That isn't that great. So what's the bottom line? Well, really the main difference between your Medicare Plan N versus another plan like G or F, it really comes down to the co-payments. I mean, if you're really looking to save a little money, Plan N is going to be able to give you that option because of those co-payments. You know, $20 for the doctors, $50, ish around the ER visits, and that's really the big difference between the plans. Now, it's up to you if that's going to be worth it, the savings that you're going to have every month, versus maybe going with Plan G, which is going to be maybe a little more expensive, but that's kind of it. So as you can see, there's only really one or two main differences between the different letters of the plans that are available for Medicare. Other than that, Plan N is going to be a relatively low-cost option for you to consider when you need to pick a Medicare supplement. So of course, if you have any questions, just let me know. Be happy to help at any point in time. Feel free to reach out to me, joey@jingolainsurance.com, or you can go to jingolainsurance.com/schedule and just grab a time right on my calendar. And I'd be happy to give you a call when it's most convenient for you. But of course, as always, I do appreciate you for taking the time to watch. And I am Joey Jingola with Jingola Insurance. Take it easy, everybody.